Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we like to take a deep dive into all the latest tech and gadget news.
You know how it is. You can't keep up with it all.
It's like every time you turn around, there's something new and exciting happening.
And so let's unpack it.
Yeah, we've got a lot to cover today. A brand new Pixel phone, powerful AI chips from NVIDIA, and a few surprises along the way.
Should be fun.
All right, let's jump right in with some news that a lot of people are talking about. Google just announced their new Pixel 9a. Now, the Pixel A series has always been known for delivering great value for the price.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about this new one?
Well, like you said, it's all about offering a lot of phone for the money. The 9A is getting a refreshed camera design.
Oh, nice.
Which is always a big deal for Pixel fans.
Mm.
And it's going to be running on Google's new Tensor G4 processor.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But what does that really mean for everyday users who might not be so familiar with all the technical details?
Sure. So the processor you can think of as the engine of the phone.
Okay.
And a new, faster chip like this Tensor G4, it's generally going to mean that everything just feels quicker.
Okay.
Apps open instantly. Switching between different tasks is super smooth, and all those AI features that Google loves to put into their phones will run even better. Stuff like photo processing and voice assistance. And then there's battery life. A new chip often means that your phone will last longer on a single charge.
Always a good thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And all of this for $499. That's not bad at all.
That's a pretty good deal.
It is. It's going to be hitting the shelves in April, so we'll have to see how it stacks up against the competition.
Yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. Now, let's shift gears and talk about something that's been generating a ton of buzz lately. AI.
Yes.
NVIDIA's been making some really impressive strides in this area. What have you seen?
It's unbelievable what they're doing. Their recent GTC event was just mind-blowing. They unveiled 2 next-gen AI chips, Blackwell Ultra and Rubin. These are not just minor upgrades. They're like massive leaps forward in AI processing power.
Blackwell Ultra? It sounds kind of intimidating. What kind of impact are we talking about here?
Well, with Blackwell Ultra, which, by the way, is expected to launch later this year, we're looking at a potential 50-fold increase in revenue for cloud providers compared to their previous generation of chips.
Wow.
That's insane, all thanks to the massive boost in AI performance. This is really about taking AI in the cloud to a whole new level.
Wow.
Then there's Rubin, which is even further out, expected sometime in 2026.
Okay.
Rubin is the future.
Right.
They're introducing a brand new CPU called Vera, twice as fast as their current top-of-the-line CPUs.
Wow.
And the Rubin GPU, that's going to more than double the inference capabilities of the current Blackwell GPUs, over 50 petaflops of performance.
I don't even know what to say to that.
It's hard to even wrap your head around numbers like that. We're talking about power that was unimaginable just a few years ago.
It's really exciting to think about what kinds of possibilities this opens up.
It is.
But NVIDIA is not just focused on making these crazy powerful chips. They're also thinking about how they'll be used in the real world, right?
Absolutely. I mean, one really interesting area they're focusing on is robotics.
Oh, okay.
They've actually partnered with Disney and Google DeepMind to create an open-source physics engine called Newton. This is going to help train robots in much more realistic simulations.
So we're talking about robots moving more naturally and maybe even improvising a little.
Yeah. And they're also working on something called Isaac Grease 00TN1. It's an open foundation model for humanoid robots. The goal is to give these robots the ability to learn and act more like humans, to perceive their surroundings, plan actions, and react in a more intelligent way. And get this, Disney is already using the Newton engine to train their BDX robots, and they have plans to test them in their theme parks.
Theme park robots.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is my next trip to Disneyland could involve hanging out with a bunch of AI-powered robots.
Potentially.
Wow.
It sounds like science fiction, but it's becoming a reality.
Speaking of things that sound like sci-fi, I recently came across a bold statement from the chief product officer at OpenAI.
Oh, what was that?
They're saying that AI could actually surpass humans in programming capabilities by the end of this year.
That's a huge prediction, and I'm sure a lot of software engineers out there would disagree. There's a lot of skepticism online.
Yeah, understandable.
But it's true that all the big AI labs are putting a lot of effort into enhancing AI's ability to help with and maybe even automate parts of software development. If they can make that happen, it would be revolutionary in terms of productivity.
I saw this really funny story online about how AI is starting to pop up in the most unexpected places.
Tell me about it.
Someone wrote about how they were using a local AI model to help them with their taxes. And apparently, this was the thing that finally convinced their partner that their tech hobby wasn't a complete waste of time. Like, they actually gained some household credibility.
It's a sign of the times, right? AI is
Yeah.
no longer just this abstract thing in research labs. It's starting to have a real impact on our lives.
Right. Speaking of AI in everyday life, Meta's Llama models have been downloaded 1 billion times.
Wow.
That's a big jump since they announced 650 million downloads in December.
That's incredible. It shows how quickly these open source models are being adopted. We're even seeing AI making waves in creative fields. Spain released the first all-AI music album,
Right, really?
and Italy put out the first all-AI newspaper. It's pretty wild to think about.
It makes you wonder about the future of art and journalism, doesn't it? But as with all new technologies, there's a flip side.
Oh, definitely.
The FTC just filed a complaint against a company that was running an AI-powered passive income scam,
Ah, wow.
promising people big profits from these automated online stores that they'd set up.
I guess it's a good reminder that not all that glitters is gold. We have to be careful about what we believe, especially when it comes to new technology.
All right, so let's move on to something a little less controversial. I have some exciting news for anyone who remembers the good old days of Pebble smartwatches.
Oh, really?
They're back,
No way.
under a new name, Repebble. And they've announced 2 new models that are available for pre-order.
Wow. So for anyone who missed out on the original Pebble, it was this really innovative smartwatch that came out before Apple Watch and all the others. What are these new ones like?
They seem to be capturing the spirit of the original. The Core 2 Duo costs $149, and it'll be shipping in July. It has a 1.26-inch black and white e-paper display. Same technology as the old Pebble 2. And get this, the battery life is over 30 days.
Wow, that's amazing. Most smartwatches can barely last a couple of days.
I know, right? And they're really emphasizing the fact that it has a built-in speaker so you can use it with AI assistance.
Nice.
The other model is called the Core Time 2. It has a 1.5-inch color display and the same amazing battery life,
Yeah.
plus a touchscreen. That one's $225, and it ships in December.
I can see a lot of people being drawn to these. The idea of a smartwatch that just works without needing to be charged every day is very appealing.
Definitely. Let's talk about what's happening in the startup world. We've seen a few big names leave some established tech companies to strike out on their own.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how the landscape is shifting. Raj Agarwal, a general manager at AWS, recently left to start his own company. And Pete Florence, a senior research scientist at Google DeepMind, launched a robotics startup called Generalist AI.
Oh, wow.
And they've already secured funding from NVIDIA, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that shows a lot of confidence in their vision. Any other notable developments on the funding front?
Multiply Mortgage, a startup that focuses on employee benefits for mortgages, just raised $23.5 million in their Series A round. That's a pretty significant amount of money.
Yeah.
And then there's Critical Venture Partners. They've launched a new fund with $5 million specifically to support deep tech founders from universities.
Always great to see that kind of support for innovation. Before we wrap up, are there any other quick hits of tech news that you want to share?
Yeah, just a few little things. Bluesky, the decentralized social media platform, sold a bunch of T-shirts that were basically poking fun at Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, really?
And they actually made more money from those T-shirt sales in a single day than they did in 2 years selling their domain names.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
On a more serious note, the streaming service Max is going to be offering The Last of Us with American Sign Language interpretation. That's a really positive step towards making content more accessible.
Yeah, I agree.
Google's been making some big moves in the cybersecurity space. They just acquired a company called Wiz for a whopping $32 billion.
Wow, that's a huge acquisition.
It is. They're positioning themselves as a major player in multi-cloud security.
Makes sense. What else?
Well, Shopify announced that they're going to be moving their stock listing from the New York Stock Exchange to the NASDAQ.
Oh, okay.
And lastly, a pretty impressive milestone. The number of paid music streaming subscribers in the U.S. just topped 100 million.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So much going on in the world of tech. It's always interesting to see what's next.
It is. It's constantly changing and evolving.
Well, thanks for joining us for another Byte-Sized Tech Deep Dive.
Always a pleasure.
We'll be back soon with more news and discussions from the world of technology.
Yeah, and who knows what crazy things will happen between now and then.
You never know, right?
That's the fun part.
If you enjoyed the show, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.